Welcome.
Good afternoon. Nice to see you again, Chair Lively and Vice Chairs. My name is Lisa Avery, for the record, President, Linn-Benton Community College. I'm joined today by Levi Pagel, who is a student, and we find you often very much appreciate hearing directly from students themselves. So I have many slides, but I promise to skip through them quickly so you can talk to a real live student. Thank you for rescheduling in better weather. It's good to be with you all on a safer drive day.
That's right.
So at Linn-Benton, we emphasize real futures and good jobs. We talk about education for all, and that really means in the community college world, all. We accept the top 100% of students, right? 100%. And we offer them all something around enrichment, and really from early childhood all the way through seniors. So we offer something to everybody in between. Here's where we're located. We have buildings in both Benton and Linn County. Most of our activities are in Linn County, and I would say that LBCC is known for a few specific things here. Our Advanced Transportation and Center, we have diesel, we're about to start electric vehicle, and we also have automotive maintenance repair, and also our heavy trades and our medical programs. And so we all are very, very closely connected to industry and the employer partners in our regions, and I think for Linn-Benton, that's one that we feel good about as a point of pride. Skipping ahead through data, I will share that like the other colleges, we are seeing some enrollment loss from the pandemic, and this is not new news to you, but it is something that we take very seriously. We're trying to bring people back to school and get them on their feet and back to work in good jobs that pay well. I've mentioned our programs a little bit already, but again, skipping through those, one thing that at LB that students can take advantage of is the degree partnership program, and so we'll ask Levi to talk a little bit about what some of he and his cohorts are experiencing related to transfer. You know, there is another educational institution right next door to us. Some of you may have attended OSU. We have, I think, a flagship transfer partnership with OSU and others where students can even live in a dorm at OSU and Corvallis, but take their classes for much better prices, and we think very, very good instruction, and a lot smaller classes at LB down the street. I mentioned some of our CTE programs already, and here our degree partnership program, again, has been one that many students throughout the state have taken advantage of. Skipping to something that I want to make sure that you understand about all of Oregon's community colleges, we've tried to be better about not only the front door of access, but making sure that we're getting students out the door as well successfully. So instead of a 6-year degree, we're trying very, very hard to truncate that time to degree so students like Levi can get to it, through it, and out to work. And so that's what guided pathways are, and a few of us have been participating in that nationally, and almost all the colleges in the state have been participants in guided pathways cohorts. And what that really means, just in a nutshell, I'll save you 7 or 8 slides here, is that we're having fewer choices for students to make sure that they're making efficient choices that help them get through school more quickly. They still get time to wander around and figure out their major and kind of find their path, but we're making sure that more of the classes count toward graduation and toward timely transfer, count wherever they land in the future. And so that's one of the things that we're really proud of. It's taken a lot of front-end work because our advisors and staff at the entry need to make sure that they're well prepared to help students make those good choices up front. So it's a little bit more. LBCC and SWAC, who will be testifying later, both are part of a national rural guided pathways cohort where we're trying to help more of our rural and remote residents be able to connect to good jobs and quick graduation, flexible degrees where they're able to work and stay in their communities. And so we're just at the very beginning of that process, but so far so good on the initial results. So identifying the path, getting the students on the path, which sometimes is a little bit more of a battle than it sounds like it would be, and keeping them there and making sure that they have accountability and that we do as well, that if we tell them that a course will count at OSU, we have to work with our transfer partners that it does, and not only just count, but count in the major toward the degree. And I know you've seen some legislation on Common Course numbering. We're working to make sure that we have that alignment and to do a better job with all of our partners, both the other 16 community colleges and certainly the universities. So with that, Levi, will you tell them a little bit about your experience at LB and your plans after?
Yes, of course, I'd love to. Thank you for having me today. Levi Pagel. I'm a student. I'm also a student worker at Linn-Benton and on the Student Leadership Council, Legislative Affairs. So what best place to bring me to? My experience has been, I think you've heard of a little thing called the Great Resignation. I was a part of that. I was on the first month. I saw everyone quitting their jobs. I saw all the opportunity out there, and I was kind of working my way through Safeway, 3.5 years at the same pay I almost started with, only 10 cents higher. It was not a happy place for me. So I went to my boss that day, basically was like, I'm going to be attending college. How can you work with me on that? And they basically were like, you have to maintain 25 hours. And I walked out that day. It was an amazing opportunity that had been given to me the week prior. My boss, Rob Camp, he is the student life and leadership coordinator, had reached out about another potential job, so I felt comfortable leaving Safeway. I basically went straight into coursework. They had me working on campus in my student worker position, and then they opened up a little more pathways to me through student government, which has allowed me to pay for my tuition in full, which is amazing. And the money that I save getting back from financial aid can be used towards my expenses. A big thing I wanted to touch on was I get a lot of student input every single day. I'm the front face of the student union, so I'm the first person that they talk to when they come in. And what do you think, honestly, the biggest concern with students is right now?
Cost.
Cost, of course. Cost is such a big topic, and cost leads to all of our other issues, such as food insecurity, such as mental health insecurity as well, not just awareness. We keep hearing awareness. We are aware of it. We need to work on it. Our students are in an area of time where when they hear tuition increases, they go, I might not return the next term. I have to think about my family. I have to think about where I'm living. I have to think about my financial security first. And that's like a very upsetting thing to hear, because financial security could be better if they were able to get through college into the end. We have a lot of great opportunities. Like I mentioned, our Student Leadership Council, we have a lot of learn and earn opportunities that supports our international students. They take a very heavy hit when they come in to attend our schools. Their tuition is about 3 times as much, but we offer them a place on campus to work because they cannot take advantage of federal funding in any way, shape, or form. The DPP program was mentioned. I am part of that. Transfer days allowed me to get at least a free application to OSU. Most of my credits do transfer over, but that's about it. Once I stop at the financial aspect, I'm not able to truly afford, with financial aid, Oregon State outright. And I'm also in a place where I've been living with renting the same room from somebody for 4 years, and that's going to be ending sooner rather than later. I can't just keep this up forever, and that's a big worry for me. So it's at this point, do I continue on to a 4-year, or do I just take my 2-year to start the workforce immediately? I would like to be able to do both. I'm trying to work with that right now. Linn-Benton has more opportunity even after I graduate. I've been looking at positions to apply to. And basically, I just the place that I am now was much more advanced than 2 years ago. I truly was struggling, and I thought life was keep your head down, work a job that's minimum wage, and that was it for me. But Linn-Benton has truly shown me that there's a different path. I had started college. I did Western Oregon University my first time around. I felt a little pushed into it. I felt like I was not belonging. It was straight out of high school, a lot of pressure, maybe not mature enough to take on that responsibility. And then I found Linn-Benton a couple years later, and then it was like, what a lifesaver, because I'm doing this right now, and I never thought I'd be in a room like this in my life. And which has also pushed me to more of the political spectrum. I'm going to stay in higher education. I believe in giving back to Linn-Benton, but the more I do this, the more I want to be in your positions. So, and some of you are like, well, are you sure? But
Okay, and with that, then we'll wrap so that some of our other colleges get plenty of time.
I'm so sorry if I
speak.
went
No,
over.
you're just
Oh, no.
fine. But to say, and this wasn't in our practiced talking points, but Levi mentioned that LB has been a lifesaver for him, and I would call us lifelines for our communities, and I thank the committee very much for your support of our colleges.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And thank
much.
you, Levi, for coming and sharing with us. That
Of
was
course,
appreciated.
it was a pleasure.